Hello friends, welcome to FreeCAD tutorial, and in this tutorial we will learn a grid option available in FreeCAD. So for this tutorial I am using the FreeCAD version 1.0. So you must have at least FreeCAD version 1.0 or higher version. If you want to learn FreeCAD from the scratch, then you can buy my complete FreeCAD course from zero to expert. This course also available on Udemy, but problem is that Udemy only give me the 37% of a course selling. You can see here user had paid $15, but I have only got $5. If you wanted to see the review of my course, you can go to the Udemy and search for the FreeCAD, and you will see my course, complete FreeCAD course from zero to expert. And this course is took by the more than 2000 students, and I have got the rating of a 4.1. For the demo lectures you can expand it and see the demo lectures and the course structure. But I will request you, if you found my course interesting and the reviews of the other student on Udemy, then I would request you to buy my course from the my coffee shops, because if you buy from here it will help me a lot. So once you buy my course, you will be redirected to the Google Drive, and here is the my course, complete FreeCAD course from zero to expert. Go inside, and the sections I have shown you on my Ko-Fi shop page. So exactly same lectures under the section is created. For example, section 1 is introductions to FreeCAD 1.0 and what is new in FreeCAD 1.0. So if we go to the section 1, so there are the 18 lectures, and if you go inside of the sections 1, you will find the 18 lecture total. And once you go to the lecture 1, you will find a video file which you can download to your system, and you can watch it. And this course is updated on a equal interval of a time once the new features is came. And once you purchase the course, you have the lifetime access to the course. And in the case of any doubt, any query, you can mail me at admin@mechnexus.com. You can find my course link on my YouTube channel. You can see the course link, and you can also find my Ko-Fi course page link on pin comments and video descriptions. Now here I have a very simple sketch which we will create using the grid options, and we will learn the importance of a grid option. So basically grid are used as a visual guide to help with aligning object, maintaining spacing, and visualizing distance between the elements. Most CAD software has an options to display or toggle the grid on or off. This can be done with a setting. So let's see how we can select the grid options. So first go to the edit and go to the preferences, go to the sketcher and go to the grid options. So here you will see the option of a grid available in a FreeCAD. So here check this grid options. Once you check it, the grid option will be available, and here is a grid spacing, and rest of the things keep as it is. Say okay. Now here I have created a body, and now I will switch to the part design workbench, and now here I will click on the sketcher and switch to the isometric or press 0. So let's press 0, and now we will select the front plane, and you can see that this option which we have checked, grid, is automatically on because we have on the grid. For example, let's go to the preferences and uncheck this grid option and say OK and come out of the sketch and again edit the sketch. So here instead of the uncheck we are seeing the grid. So if you want to off the grid, so here is a show grid is a true, make it false. So now if I make it false, grid is get off, and if I want the grid in my sketching, I can make it a true. So when you on this with a particular sketch, then setting does not matter. If you off the grid here, but still I can on the grid from the setting. But if you go to the preferences and check this grid, so whenever you create a new sketch you will get the grid. So I would recommend it if you are a habitual to create a sketching with the grid, then check it, else uncheck it and on the grid with a in a grid options which is a true. So here I have a set true. Now I will edit the sketch. Now in a sketcher here is options for the toggle grid. So here grid auto spacing. So if you check this, so once you zoom it, so you can see that the grid spacing is changing. But from my experience, you must check this grid auto spacing off, and here spacing is of 10 mm. You can also change this as per your requirement. Now let's create this a simple sketch with a grid option and we will see how important this is. So as our grid option is of 10 mm, which means that from this point to this grid line is of 10 mm. So here is our dimensions 20. So we will select the line and create one line. So you can see that as this is grid spacing is helping us, so we can create a approximate line of 20 mm, and now we will make it 20 and here we will make it symmetric with the axis. Now here let's imagine these dimensions are not given, so I will hide these dimensions, and now we will with the grid options we will create a approximate profile, and we will see how grid is helpful to create a rough sketch where you do not have a dimension or you wanted to create a undimensional drawing. For example, you wanted to just show the shape to the someone which should be approximate. So in this case we will do it. So here we have took one dimension, and let's also imagine that this 10 mm dimension is also not available. So here to create this line at an angle we do not need the angle, but we can see that it will be the 45°. So here we have the grid point here, just we can imagine and we can create a diagonal line. Now with this grid setting we can easily create a line, and now here we will create one vertical line. So this is basically this one. If we wanted to create symmetric look like a sketch, or we can say that it should be the scaled geometry. For example, if I create a line by considering this point, grid point, and this one, and at the same way we can create on the other side. So these grid lines are helping us to create a sketch. Now let's draw this horizontal line. So we can consider this is a 10 mm, so this will be the half of it, means 5 mm. So we will select a line and we will create in between of these two vertical line. Now we can adjust it so that it looks symmetric. So here we have to imagine that we do not have a dimension and you just wanted to create a rough sketch. Now we will create the vertical line which will be from the in between, or we can say the midpoint, even though practically it is not a midpoint, but with the help of a grid no one can say that this is not a midpoint. So let's create a vertical line. So we have come here and now we will draw the two horizontal line with respect to the these points. So let's create a line tool and create a horizontal line on the both the side, and now this we can imagine the 10 mm, so we will create a two vertical line on the both the side. So here we will draw it, and now we will create a line by joining these two corner points as we have a did at the bottom side. So select this and select this, and now join this, and let's zoom it and just make our sketch more precise. So you can see that we have not given the dimensions, but we have created the look like profile as per our sketch. So that is how the grid help us to create a approximate profile as per our sketch. And if grid is not available, then if you create it, then it would be not symmetric like this. So this is the basic tutorial how to use the grid options and how to customize the grid spacing. And now here if I check it, the grid spacing is on. So once I zoom it, so you can see that my grid spacing is changing. So this option of a grid spacing is depends upon your comfort, but I recommend it to uncheck it so that I get a constant grid of a 10 by 10 spacing. 10 by 10 means that horizontal will be 10 and vertical will be 10. So 10 by 10 square will be created on your sketch. So this is the basic tutorial to use the grid option in a FreeCAD, and if you have use any 2D tools like AutoCAD, then you might be aware about this. So this is all about this tutorial. Thank you for watching and thank you for your valuable time.